Hey, what's up, ecosystem? Welcome back again to ATI Auto Business. It's Thursday, it's noon, it's Central Time, and that means it's time for Dispatching Live. It's Thermonuclear Thursdays here. Every Thursday on Dispatching Live, we're looking at the load boards. So, what is going on in the marketplace? What's going on with the rates? It is now, okay, so we're really getting into Q4, and Q4 is not the best Q. Actually, we'll talk about what is the best Q. Sue is here. We want you to jump in the live chat. We always say this too, is that if you're, let's say you're trying to figure out how to grow your business and you want to talk to somebody. You can talk to Ty. You can call or text Ty 417-483-2764. And maybe you just need someone to talk you out of that equipment you're looking at, or maybe you need some maintenance help, tips, used equipment, ideas. We actually were talking. I was talking to Brian yesterday on Live Care Advice about buying used equipment tips, and I think we're going to get into that at some point. But today, ladies and gentlemen, once again, please do help me welcome up on center stage your friend and advisor. She's your dispatcher. Sue, can you see me and hear me? You can see me? All right.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can see, well, I can see your screen. I can hear you. Thank you so
Cool.
much.
No problem. How's it
Yeah,
going?
well, I don't know. How are we doing? What's happening?
Oh God. Well, okay, so we'll start with saying that the loads are up 28,507, but that doesn't mean they're really up. Um, we were at 2 weeks ago. I've got on here, we were at 25,567. We're at 28,507. So we've gone up about what, 2,500? But I'll be honest, it hasn't made a bit of difference whatsoever because it's pretty rough out there, as everybody knows. If you're looking for loads, it's slow season and it sucks. And I think it's going to get worse due to the recession. I think we're going to see it get even. I hate to say that because nobody's gonna be able to buy cars, so we can't move cars, that kind of thing. I was talking to old client of mine yesterday, and he was a car sales. Well, he was a broker of cars, so he looked for the cars to buy for the people. He would buy them and then sell them, right? He got out of it because, like he said, you can't find cars that are decent priced. Everything's over. Like he said, he was looking at cars that were $10,000 or $15,000 over what it should have been. So he just said, "Screw it," he was done. So if you can't make any money off of something, what's the point, right? So I have a feeling we're going to see more of that. I don't know about the prices of the cars keep escalating. I don't know if that's going to keep happening because nobody has any money to buy them when we go into a recession. So I think that the prices probably are going to go down. So, I mean, I'm not a car salesman, so I don't know how, if that's accurate or not, but I think that's what you're going to see. Um, Other than that, it's been really rough. So pulling our hair out kind of thing.
So we're going to get into that. I want to say hello to Elena.
Hey, Elena.
Danny B is here with us today.
Hey, Danny.
David at Two Bears is
Hey, David.
talking about boycott.
Hey, I
Khalid
wish.
Shamali, what's going on? Khaled,
Ants is on.
Artie, Ants, what's happening? Thanks for saying hello. So I mean, without having because I don't want everyone to type an essay, but let's talk about market factors.
Yeah.
John James is here. What's up? Okay, so Chris Chamberlain is here. What's going on? Sergio is here. What's up, Sergio? That's cool, man.
Hi.
Thank you. Okay, market factors. All right, market factors 101
Huh?
here on Thermonuclear Thursdays. Okay, so what's weird is the load board. I mean, it in many ways reflects what's going on, but not in all the ways, because I like to play games like what's the shipper paying,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right. Yeah.
Which
Well, yeah.
you don't play that when you look at the load board. You're not playing what's the shipper paying.
No.
No, and so it's a good game to play. As you slowly drift off of the overpass because you're so frustrated. But yeah, I mean, so you're saying the volume went up, but the rates continue to drop,
Yes.
and at the same time, used car prices are still high.
Yep.
So that means people are shelling out money to own the vehicle, but not to move it, or
Right.
are they? That's why again I go
Uh,
back to what's the
no.
shipper paying,
Yeah.
and this is where the you know the hey what's up Lakeisha, the conflict, I'll say conflict that way it's it's not overbearing but true, the conflict between brokers and carriers, that divide, that
Oh, we're
rift.
unloaded out of Kansas City to go home.
She's
Too.
working again. That rift and divide and conflict between brokers and carriers continues to widen because the rates on the load boards probably don't properly reflect what the shipper is paying. However, good news, brokers. I've got in industry news today on Dispatching Live an example of a customer making a demand. I mean, like, in what other industry does somebody, like, you're at Best Buy, does anybody at Best Buy grab an item off the shelf, walk to the cashier, and say, I'm only paying $5 for this? And the cashier goes, oh, ring it up. No, that doesn't happen. I don't know what industries that happens in. I mean, I suppose it happens. Well, it's not happening on a car lot today. So why is that happening in logistics? Does it happen in freight? Does does a does a dry van bump up to a dock and walk into the warehouse and say, "Listen, buddy." Anyways, I don't understand why. Well, I do understand. Do you understand why the rates are so bad? Diesel, there you go. Thanks, Artie. Diesel is up. Rates
Rates
are
are
down.
down.
Oh, but it's a beautiful day in Texas. That is, wow. Is that a haiku? I think Artie just made a haiku. um, let's see here. CarMax has us at a 4-day work week, and we're only building. I mean, you would think at some point rates would. When's the last time rates were up? Let's play that game. That should actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, when's the last time? I'll take when's the last time rates were up for 400.
Um, was it
Anybody?
June, July?
Even if you can name the quarter. So we're saying Q2, Q3
They gave it to me, Janice.
of 2022. By the way, I'll take what's the worst Q for 200. And when I
Oh,
say
well, it'd be
Q,
third, probably second and third quarter. First, third, second, and third quarter, we were really good.
we're good. By the way,
Yeah.
when I say Q, we mean quarter in the year. And I say that because like we were doing a show with F&I and where F&I was being talked about, and I just wanted to make sure everybody knew what F&I was because like how often do you say F&I
Hmm.
other than in traffic? Um okay. Uh Chris says we're adjusting to the economy as far as the company we're solid. Yeah.
Can you verify that?
In fact, how about that? Can you say in your trucking company, we're adjusting to the economy, but as far as a company, we're solid?
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyways, lots to think about and share. And that's why we're here. So, feel free to sit back and enjoy the show, put it up on the big screen, or go ahead and participate. You're welcome to do that too. I'm going to take the screen for a second,
Okay.
get into some of the Dispatching Live news. You know, it is Thermonuclear Thursdays here on Dispatching Live. What that means is, what that means is, it's time to air the dirt. Feel free to share it. You're going to see a few things here in the news you may or may not like, but it's happening, and we have to talk about it. Otherwise, we're never going to get anywhere. There's 3 more weeks until 3 more weeks until what? What happened? Okay, stop. What happens in 3 weeks?
Central Dispatch.
Winner. Central Dispatch what? Okay, stop the applause. What
Central Dispatch is taking away the old search engine and we're going to the new one. And the only thing I'm worried about is if they're still not showing the same amount of loads, is it for sure going to happen when we have to only use that one? You know what I mean?
Sergio says big transport companies on Central keep the rates low, 35 cents per mile, and trying to sell the standard for the rest. See that the well now that is well said.
Yes,
yeah,
I agree with you. Because the board leaders, shall we say, shouldn't be running the prices down, right?
And by the way, 35 cents a mile, that's a red load. You get a red card. Go ahead and have a seat on the bench, please. Because that's can you stay in business at 35 cents a mile per car?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, even if you're a 9 car, okay, maybe you can stay in business, like maybe break even. But if you're breaking even, are you running a business? Right? What is this? Yeah. John says used cars is the way to go. New car dealers will be in big trouble as rates will be going up on ES again in November. Well, that's why. So, Dispatching Live is that show where, right, here's what'll happen. Week after week, nobody cares. And then one day when no one can get their cars moved, well, what happened? Well, we have an entire 2 years of video for you to watch, and then you'll know what happened. I mean, you could read it on Facebook, you can talk to the carriers, but I don't know. Don't take cheap loads. There you go. But somebody is right now. Somebody's on the phone saying, "I'll do it for $100 less." Who are they? Who says this? Sue, do you ever get that phone call?
Say that again. I was answering a question.
Yeah, I know. Does anybody ever contact you and say, "Sue, I'll do it for $50 less"?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Really?
Yeah. All the time.
Do you yeah.
So on the broker side of it, constantly I get, if it's a hot load, especially now with the rates the way they are. So if I put something on there that's really good, especially like if you say out of Florida or something like that, I'll get like 10 texts and they'll say, okay, I'll do it for $50 less. I do not do that. I give them to the first person that asks, and I don't do that kind of crap. And I always tell them I don't do that kind of crap because I just don't think it's fair, for one. Now, what we've been getting a lot more of instead of is we call and they're doing the switcheroo, where you call and you ask for a load that they have listed for a certain amount of money and they're like, do it for $100 less, or $50 less. They do that shit to us all the time from the brokers. So.
All right. So, I mean, confirmation. That's the thing is that, I mean, what is it? Chris says the dumbass that had to give up the truck I just bought. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, he was the guy calling in saying I'll do it. I mean, because that's a, what's really crazy? What? If let's say you're paying a factoring company and you're taking loads for $50 less, and you're paying those fees to get your money, how much money are you actually taking home?
Really? Yeah.
I mean, right?
What are you doing to yourself?
Well, yeah. At what point did you decide this was a good business model?
Yeah.
What other industries have such terrible...
No, I'm just...
Wow. Okay, let's keep going. This is fun. What else we got here? Oh, here it is. The countdown is on. November 9th. That's 20 days away. Are you excited?
No.
Why not? What's wrong?
I've even tried using it. Yeah, it's not all the way ready.
Well, we've seen you try using it live.
I know. And I've even tried using it the other day. And when the loads weren't the same loads that was on the old page, I was like, screw it. I can't do this because what is the point? And you can't have both pages up at once.
Right. Okay. So you're saying probably the same guys that's doing it for $50 less. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's the new factoring company ad campaign. Are you taking it for $50 less? Come on down. We'll take the other 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so are you saying you're not using the new search?
I'm not.
I know?
Because I talk about it all the time. Oh my God. No, I mean, I did. This start of the week, I'm like, okay, I'm going to start using this because I need to get used to it. And then I was like, okay, Jen's like, that load's not on here. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, how am I supposed to do this, right? How am I supposed to look at, you can't look at 2 pages. You know, when you refresh, it'll turn it to whatever one you're on. So I don't really have a choice. I got to use the old one until I can figure out when they're going to make sure all the same loads are on the same page. Because I did one page and their page, the new search showed 9 and the old search showed 16. So explain that to me.
Do you think that they know that that's happening?
Well, if they're watching our show, they should.
Oh.
And we have sent plenty of emails to them.
Breaking news,
about
this
it.
just in, allegedly, your new search and your old search don't show the same loads available. So,
No.
I don't know. Sounds weird.
Well, and
But
they're listening to us because
Listen, you got 20 days.
figure it out.
Forget about it. Don't you remember? Nobody cares, Sue. Okay,
I
stop
know.
the drum roll.
Well, they do care a little bit because they have
Oh.
been changing some of the stuff, just not all of it yet. So
Oh,
they're
yeah.
kind of screwed at this point in time until they show all the loads. Because remember, who was it on the last show we did? There was there was another dispatcher or transporter on there, and she was saying how she loved it because you can look at loads
That's
along
right.
your route.
We actually
she
spotted
said-
somebody who loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she said the same thing. She said the new search is not showing all the same
But-
in the old.
All right, but then how do you love it?
I don't know how you love it with that. You
All
can't
right.
love it with that.
Mhm.
Because you're missing loads then. I mean, whether they're crap loads or whatever, you still want to see all the loads, right?
That's like loving your baseball team, but they lose.
Yeah.
Okay. There's something we don't know. All right. Well, pump it in your office. Do what you want. We're trying to help, but who knows? Hey, for example, we're a family business. Can you recommend dispatch training? Came in. This came in on Instagram.
Thank you. They're telling her
So I
it's
said,
not.
well, you should tune in to Dispatching Live. We have also a dispatcher training series on YouTube that you can check out. And no way, check this out.
Bagels.
Bagels for everybody. Ants is buying. Thank you so much, Artie. That's so cool. I'll just say this since we're talking bagels. I like lox on my bagels.
Do you really? I've never tried it.
And I can't stack it high enough.
Really?
Yeah, I would eat a bagel's thickness of lox on top of my bagel if I could.
Okay, so lox is salmon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I like salmon, but is it cooked or is it raw?
Okay, so it's cooked.
Okay.
Yep. It's not raw salmon. I've never had that, but I would try it.
Ugh.
I love salmon.
I do too.
But
I've never thought about it on a bagel.
It's smoked salmon.
Yeah.
Which when things are smoked, they're cooked but smoked.
Right.
Right? So smoked salmon, and then you put a little bit of onion and capers. I mean,
See, I don't like capers.
The capers roll off anyway, so whatever. But I want some onion, and give me just a little bit of cream cheese.
That's what I'm saying. Cream cheese.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You do that, and
Yeah.
that is a nutty, awesome way to start your day.
I'll have to try the cream cheese
Oh
and
my
lox.
God.
I
My
don't know
mouth
if I
is
would
watering.
I don't do onions, and I definitely don't do capers, but I think the other two would be good.
Yeah, you
Always
don't
wanted
need
to try it. Never done it
capers.
though.
Oh yeah, just do this. Get some smoked salmon, which by the way, my God, that must be $100
Probably.
pound now or whatever.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So,
Or-
but smoked salmon, if you can spot it, right? Get it before it's all just plastic turkey bacon. But get your smoked salmon, and you can put it on anything.
Okay.
Put it on a cracker,
Yeah.
piece of bread, bagel, shingle.
All right.
I will do that.
I'll
Yeah.
try it
Yeah,
when I can
it's
find some
pretty
smoked
awesome.
salmon
So
that's
thank
not
you so much.
$100.
Exactly. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's a family show. Now I'm starving. And
Me too. I'm smelling my food
man,
over
that
here and I
sounds
can't eat
so
yet.
good. Oh my god. And we don't normally take such tangents. Let's get back on track.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, we do recommend dispatch training. And it's kind of like auto transport is that don't just jump in thinking you can just plain old do it. I mean,
No.
you can, but we don't recommend that. And I think that's where some of these messages come from. Is yeah, he's saying he's already on the road, and he needs your help.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always
So-
feel bad. So yeah, what would you say here?
Well, here's the thing. I had someone contact me and she was doing this for her husband just like this. And I said, I don't train like that. I can train you to work underneath me. And I'll give you more than your husband's, driver. And she said, okay, great. Sounds great. I sent her my whole packet of everything. And you know what I give out for that. That's like every secret known to mankind that I have over the last 20 years. And then what happened? Never heard from her again.
Yeah,
So that's my problem with it is
totally.
I don't mind helping anybody, but
But there is this thing. It seems like the more information you give, the less likely it is you'll ever hear from them again.
Yeah. Now that doesn't happen with everybody. Don't get me wrong.
No,
I've done this with
no,
lots of people
it
and I've got lots of outside dispatchers
But
and they're great. But then you have every once in a while you have somebody like that. And so how do you decide,
Yes, sir.
who to help, who not to help?
and
That's the thing.
and it's just plain hard. It kind of wears you down. That's why I like Ty. The fact that Ty still shares his phone number
Mhm.
is amazing to me. Because I don't tell anybody that phone number 81. Okay, no, I
say
don't because I don't have time to talk, and I don't want to disappoint you.
Yeah.
So that's why my best advice for this is go watch the Dispatcher Training Series on YouTube. It's literally like 10 hours. Each part is over 3 hours, and it's all up there. I did the whole anything I would tell you is all there.
Yeah.
Now it is a few years old, but I think it all still pretty much applies. There's probably some,
There's gonna be some new stuff and it's gonna
Yeah.
continue to be new stuff. And
yeah,
that's why I said if you're gonna work for me, I have no problem. I'm gonna tell you every secret I have and I'm gonna be with you till the better end. Because when you sign up with me as a dispatcher and I'm teaching you work underneath Murphy, so you're representing my company. So I'm always going to be there to help you so we don't look bad. Okay. That's
Yeah.
the whole point of it.
And
So
that's normal.
yeah, and maybe I should do it differently. Maybe I should, before sending in all my secrets, we'll do something a little bit different. Maybe sign a contract first, and then we'll go from there. You know what I mean?
Well,
Because I've kind of learned my lesson on that one. But,
and if you want car hauling training, the
Mhm.
only way to really get car hauling training is to be at a company that you're
Yeah.
gonna work for.
yeah,
Then
That-
I
I
don't
mean-
think you can get car hauling training otherwise.
I don't know. I mean, when I started there, I winged it. I mean, I learned from the get-go when Central Dispatch was just fresh, brand new. And a guy came to me that was friends with my parents and he walked up and he said, we're going to start this business. And I'm like, okay, what? And he tells me, and he's like, you're going to figure it out. So I figured it out. And that's, that's how it's been going on for the last 20 years. And don't get me wrong, I still come across stuff that is brand new, crazy, that I'm like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And in fact, we're going to talk about a few of those here in a little bit about some
Oh,
brokers that I
man.
think.
Yeah, I
Right.
actually I got a couple posts coming up. I didn't even fuzz the information out.
Okay.
I just thought, if you're gonna
Yeah.
post that, good
Yeah.
luck.
Yeah.
Speaking of, okay, so John James says, I'll be honest, I'm not in the business, but I'm looking to get into the business. We understand how you feel, John. Lots of people looking, thinking, waiting. I got less than a year of experience with my Class A. I'm looking to wait to 2024, and hopefully 2025 is my year. Honestly, it's for our money, you can't wait long enough. Now, I realize there's going to be somebody close to you that doesn't like the thought that you're going to wait 2 years. But as an industry insider, I think it's a great idea. The longer you can wait, the better.
Do you mean to start like a transport company? Is that what you're
Yes.
saying? Yeah.
Yes.
Because
I
we're
mean-
going into a bad time here.
Yeah,
so we're
these
gonna-
are rough times,
Yeah.
and that's saying You know, we don't make fun of get rich clickbait videos every show.
Right.
But like there was one called like something, it's always a great time to get into car hauling. That is such BS, by the way. That there may have been a few windows, but it's not right now.
No.
And anybody, by the way, anybody saying that, and if you check out a video like that and then they don't even give you a list of reasons and they're just like hanging out in a field and looking at clouds, that's not a legit training video.
No.
All right, let's
Or
move
if they're
on.
rolling around in money,
Yeah,
ignore
exactly.
those.
Riding escalators and jets. I don't know what's going on. Looks like the market has tanked. Anyone have a theory what's happening? Dead as I've ever seen it. Now,
This really isn't dead as I've ever seen it.
well, and here's, I like the comments. It does usually stall a bit out from an election. One guy actually is going with the election. Is that what's going on in the load boards?
No, no. I mean, if we're gonna, no.
You
I
can
don't think
literally,
that's
in today's world, you can drag politics into anything.
that. Mhm. That's
Hey,
true.
hey, you want some egg salad? Dang elections. Okay.
In 2 years of
Um,
overpriced vehicles, well, I don't know if that's caused it. No, I mean, and the overpriced
No.
vehicles started when COVID hit. I
And
don't know if
by
everybody
the way-
understands that, but that's
okay.
where that started.
And not to mention, okay, here's your comparison. There's a new Cadillac, EV Cadillac, hitting
Yeah.
the market for what, 300 grand?
Oh, is that what it is? Holy crap! I thought.
Guess
it was
how much
100,
they're
but-
going to pay to ship it. Okay, I'm speculating
$100.
live. But exactly, they're going to be like, well, shouldn't it just be 50 bucks?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because what's happened, our industry has been destroyed by this belief that it doesn't cost anything. And not to mention, and I'm not mad at Jeff Bezos, but the Amazon free stuff, well, I see ads, free shipping today. It's not helping.
Yeah, just all this paper.
Okay. And you're welcome, John James. Thank you so much. And I apologize for all the heat and the temperature. It's getting hot in the kitchen. Show me the truck. All right, so we got, and I invite you, please show me the truck. Send in your truck stuff. Send in the news. Send it to autotransportintel@gmail.com. And I know there's a champagne sprayer somewhere thinking, man, I hate this guy. I get it. All right, so here we got a truck picture. All right, there's the truck. And let's go ahead and get a little closer here. Oh, we got 3 new Hummers. And... oh. Nice. Boy, that is nice. Look at those Hummers. The question is, why is the guy broke down in the hammer lane? Yeah, don't you? I knew... Artie, I said 2 years ago, we are going to be nostalgic about having been trapped in our homes with masks on. I said it, or words to that effect, and we miss it. What is wrong with us? Is that what's happened on the load boards? That our nostalgia for pain is represented in the loads we're trying to book? Dang, that's good. Is that a haiku? Man. Yeah, Ty is really nice. Let's see what else we got here.
The same.
Hey, what's your route scout? Put it in. You can put it in the live chat. Where are you picking up? Where are you delivering? What are you looking for? I don't know how we can help. It's Q4. But we love to help you sift through the trash. You know, when you go up to the buffet with your tray, and the Salisbury steak looks a little old, and the coleslaw's kind of runny, creamy. Just think of the load board. Tell us what your route scout is. All right. Hey, I'm getting in a car hauling hotshot with a 3-car. I want to know, can you find me lanes to run in locally in Georgia? Let's read this. Let's dive into this.
Yeah, read it.
Jay. Hey, Jay, I've been watching your videos for a while now. Now, this is important because he says he's been watching my videos. Okay?
Uh-huh.
I'm getting into car hauling hotshot with a 3-car. Which, by the way, if you're watching my videos... Okay. I'm guessing it's... You know what? It's my older videos that are really making... YouTube doesn't like my recent stuff. It's too businessy. I'm setting up my DOT in compliance. I don't have Central Dispatch account right now due to not having insurance or DOT. Can you find me lanes to run locally in Georgia? What? But you're not. But you're not in car hauling yet. But I like that. I mean, okay, you're not in car hauling yet. But can I find you lanes to run in Georgia?
So what does he mean due to his age? He's young or old?
That's what I wonder too, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure what that means.
Or is it the leg monitor? Okay.
Oh, well, I'm wondering if he was young, he might not be able to get cargo insurance.
Right.
But you still have to have insurance to run locally. It doesn't matter. I mean,
and first of all, I want to say thank you for the message. Sorry for the way I set that up. What's the advice here? What's the business advice?
Well, I wouldn't run local. If you're going to run local, you might as well just go get a tow truck. Do it that way. You're going to make more money doing it that way.
But here's what's interesting. Stop the presses. See, this is where Ty says, do run local. But when Ty says it, you want to call Ty to find out why he's saying that. Because if you're looking at the load boards, what Sue said is the case. That's what's so interesting. There's really two sides to this.
Yeah, there is.
You have, are you searching load boards, get out of the state? Or are you building a customer and running lanes, stay local?
Right.
Pick one.
If you're going to do that, that's excellent idea too. But if you're going to run, you got to, depends on what you want to do. If you want to be home every night, you run local, right? But it takes a while to build up that business plan that Ty talks about too. You go around and you do a lot of foot traffic with your dealerships in that area and stuff like that. And then again, we're going into, well, we're in a recession, let's be honest. People aren't going to be buying these cars like they were. So then if you're going to base your business model on stuff local and they're not selling cars, then what, right? You're kind of,
Well,
eye on today.
No, and here's the thing is, there we go. Two bears, there's it. Run! That's David's advice. Here we go. The thing is, and it's Georgia. Like,
You don't want?
I mean, every state has its tricks, but Georgia is part Florida, and part Alabama, and part Carolina. I don't know actually how you run locally in Georgia without crossing the state line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah,
it would be difficult at best.
Is there like an electronic sheep zapper? Okay. What was I saying? Oh, hey Daryl, what's going on? Haul Auto Transport, no money in Georgia. And then John is talking about Kanye. Not to mention formerly, if you watch the Chris Cuomo interview, it's yay. All right? Let's just get one thing straight. Don't call me Kanye. I think he says, don't call me Kanye. Culture strange. Okay. We'll just keep going. Hey, do you have room for more trucks on your dispatch? Yeah? What do you got? Tell us.
Well, I don't think I have room for any big car haulers. I think we filled that last spot. We're really got 3 and 4 car haulers is what I've got left open. I think I have 2 to 3 spots left. I think we got one in yesterday. So.
Well, and I just saw on the old, was it Facebook? I think it was Facebook. Ye old Facebook. Right, which is interesting, right? That Facebook has kind of gone through its maturity.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, another dispatching service popped up, never seen. I tried to take notes. But you see a lot of dispatching, not services, but individuals. Hey, I'm dispatching. It's a thing now.
Yeah,
There's
it
a
is.
lot of dispatchers out there.
Oh yeah, I get emails almost every day
Yeah.
from this company through all my companies through Central Dispatch.
So it's interesting. And I wonder if any of those dispatchers, do they hear the show? What do they think? I don't know. David says Atlanta's an hour from Atlanta. That's hilarious. So true. All right, here we go. Who wants to play What the F?
Oh, and I got a story more for that one. Hold on.
What is this?
So, this company asked me for a load, right? And did you pull up the rest of it for all the ratings, what they were? By the chance?
I
No?
didn't. I had to shield my eyes. I thought, I'm stopping here.
So, they asked me
What?
for a load. I sent it back and I said, I'm sorry, I cannot use your company due to all the negative ratings. And the guy goes, what do you mean? I said, really? How do you not know you have 41 negatives in just this month? So I sent him a screenshot of it. And they never said anything after that. Then yesterday, once again, the same company asked me for another load.
Wow.
And I'm like, I really want to say, are you serious, dude? Come on now. I said, no, once again, you cannot haul for me because of your negative ratings. Now, here's the bigger question is, why does Central let a company stay like that on Central? Right? Because
Well,
a lot of the
Sue, this is the emoji, but that's not mine.
yeah, that's basically it was like
That's not
I
mine.
don't think you can lie about a total of 53 negatives. Here, I'll read you.
And I'll tell you what you just said. I mean, chew on this. All the folks signing up, paying lots of money. This carrier may be calling to book your load.
And he got 2 more negatives just from when I sent you that to now. I am up to 55 negatives.
I mean, no wonder you can do whatever you want. You can literally do whatever you want. Because, I mean, I can't believe he even gets through the scales.
Yeah, he just got 2 more negatives on 10/12 for non-payment.
There's no way
I
he's
bet they're
running
listing
100%
cars.
legal, but just messes up. That is wild.
I'm wondering, hold on a second. I want to see something. Because he got all these non-payments on here, I'm wondering if they're listing cars. So let me go make a search for that.
Oh, of course. Well, nobody cares when carriers list Sue.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, this carrier is listing cars. Yeah, but they pay their bill. Okay. And Daryl says Herder Inc. changed their name to Relocation Services. Now, I don't.
Who's that?
Well, I don't exactly.
I know who relocation services are, but
I don't know either.
That.
But Daryl's making a point that what all this guy has to do is change his name.
Well, he doesn't have to change his name. He's got to change his whole DOT and MC. Oh. He can't just change his name. Those all carry over.
Forget about it. That's the new name of the company.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Well, I can tell you they don't have loads listed currently.
They don't.
No. So these might just be straight old legit. I don't know why they'd have non-payment, but they do.
Well, that's the thing. Well, and it's a legitimate question to ask. Listen, okay, we understand everybody has a bad day,
right?
But what is going on with all your negatives?
Yeah,
that's a legitimate question.
Yeah, I don't even know how they're getting cars, man. That just blows my mind. What broker would legitimately give somebody that had that kind of rating?
And this brings us back to our fun game here. When a carrier calls in and says we'll do it for $50 less,
it's that carrier.
You just you just don't care then. So all the hoops and red tape was just for show, right?
Yeah.
Because if you'll do it for $100 less, shoot, man.
No big deal. Let's just do it.
Hey. Yeah. Because that's we're going to be able to give even more free Springsteen tickets to the next potential client.
And it's,
tell me I'm wrong.
A lot of these ratings are like damage loss too, not just non-payment. Shipment
Oh,
different than expected.
great. Yeah, no, and that's funny because now you bring in the insurance company
Hmm.
and you show them this people will freak out.
They probably raise everybody's insurance if they saw
Of course,
this.
if you show this to a plaintiff's attorney, he is like, "Well, all right, man, we got this." It's all about perspective.
Look up herder. Okay,
I'm not going to here,
I'll
but
look it on
yeah,
my page.
you go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Independent Auto Haulers Facebook group. This guy's the admin. The admin says, the admin of the group says, this is to carriers who feel it's okay to undercut and haul for nearly nothing. You're only undercutting, you're cutting your own throat, and you'll be gone in no time. Obviously, you flunked economics.
No, this one right here.
Yeah. Well, but you know what's funny? Nobody cares. I mean, nobody cares, man. Oh, okay. Hey, did you get the memo, Sue? It's time to play. Did you get that memo? You sent me this gas prices, right? And at this
Yes.
point, right, like, I mean, you know, I don't know. Are we just used to it? You know, if you get punched every morning when you wake up, you just get used to it. Good morning. I'm here for my morning punch. Just get punched in the head. They should have boxing gloves at the gas pumps. Speaking of,
Pretty sure they are ready.
all right,
Almost if it doesn't.
you sent me this, Sue.
Yes.
You sent me this.
Yeah.
You tell me what this says, please.
Well, see, here's my thing. Yeah.
Good setup.
My, we can drop on Monday if we had to. Sorry, trying to get a load. Anyways,
Always. You're a dispatcher. Well done.
so this doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know if it means anybody else because most of us do not do. We all do the 3%, which is the next day. So I don't. This is for what? I don't know what this means.
Okay, I'm so glad you said what you said. By the way, we didn't talk about this beforehand. In fact, we don't talk about really anything beforehand.
No, not usually. I just send you stuff during the week.
You send me stuff all week. I mean, we both got a million things going on. Everybody does.
This herder
Yeah.
doesn't come up, by the way.
This, okay. This literally to me, I'm trying to find a way to say this. I think this is marketing with no information. I realize that somebody somewhere thinks that this is, I don't know, great or something. But okay, you're going to charge me 2% less for my money. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah. That's what I'm getting.
So, instead of taking 6% of my money, which again is my money, now you're going to take 4% of my money, which again is my money.
So I'm wondering. I always thought ours was next day, so maybe ours is a 2-day, and that's why they're charging this for next day.
Well,
You think?
so, and I'm going to try to be fair, because I try to do that occasionally, is that I know that everybody charges for money. I get
Right.
that. Like,
Right.
if you try to expedite me PayPal, I get whacked. Right? So
Right.
newsflash, don't expedite me PayPal.
Yeah. They
Because,
take another percentage too. on
yeah,
top of
I
that.
hate that.
Yeah.
But at what point did everybody get into the banking game?
Yeah.
Are you a bank or a broker or both? You're a banking broker? I don't like this where I got to pay extra to get my money stuff. Is there any system? It's 2022. Are there any systems where I don't have to pay extra to get my money that I worked for? Anybody? Are there
No.
any?
Well, I mean, there's brokers on here that pay the next day and stuff like that.
But I want to back up. Are
Yeah.
there any banking systems
Oh no.
What about Cash App?
Well, if you have a business account, yeah, there's a percentage on it. It's 4%.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So is Venmo.
Oh my God.
And then on top of it, if on Venmo, here's a good one. I had someone send me a $50 broker fee, and they put in there that it was for a good or service. So then they took the 4% out of it. If they had just put on their broker fee, I would have never had a percentage taken out. Can you believe that one?
Wow.
That's crazy. They all got to get their money, don't they?
Wow. See, that's the thing. This is where, I mean, I guess then what I'm saying is, I guess I'm mad at banks. And what I'm mad about doesn't apply to, so I guess they're trying to help me pay less fees. But the problem is, this is what I saw. It's kind of like when I see a red
I
hat.
just want to verify it's ready.
What do I think of when I see a red hat? Anybody?
Red hat ladies, I'm assuming.
No. Red
No?
hat ladies?
You don't
What?
know who the red hat ladies are? Come on now.
I have never
That's
heard
what I
of
would
it.
think. What
Okay.
is red hat to you then?
Help me out. Okay,
Somebody
other
else. Help
than
him
the
out.
red hat ladies. When I see a red baseball hat, what am I thinking of?
Cardinals? Oh.
Okay. One more time.
Nobody's answering, Jay, other than me. I don't know
Other
what you
than
want
the
from me.
red hat ladies and the Cardinals. Help me out, live chat. What are you thinking of when you see a red men's baseball hat?
Red men's baseball hat. What does that mean to you guys? I'm my ass off this. Hold on.
Oh my God. Do you
No,
ever
red hat baseball cap. What does red hat baseball cap mean to you?
watch movies with gladiators?
Cardinals.
Okay. Yes, it's MAGA. Okay.
Who's MAGA?
Okay. Or Trump or anything.
sorry.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
All right.
And my
I'm not a
point
politician,
is,
so.
when I see percentage of fees to get my money, am I feeling good or bad about what's happening?
Go ahead,
Anyway,
Vance.
I'm gonna stop. These rhetorical questions are not working. But my point
Oh my God.
is that this ad doesn't make me feel like really much is happening in my favor. I'm just saying it. All right, let's move on. That was the worst segment ever on Dispatching Live. Hot Shot Trucking. I'm out here in Arcadia, Florida, running cars for Copart. You wouldn't believe the amount of carriers out of service are running with no numbers. I'm sitting in line running numbers, and 4 out of 10 are not authorized.
We need to talk
Wow.
about that.
Holy mackerel.
I got a story about that one. Without
That's-
even you knowing that, I forgot to tell you about that one.
But see, and then here, okay, good. I want to hear your story. But this guy piles in. I'm back in the day. Heck yeah.
Run load and pull our
Shoot.
signs off
We were
front, come
drinking too. You know?
back. With a doobie in our mouth and a beer
Yeah.
in the other hand.
This is auto transport, man.
Yes.
Okay.
So
What's your story?
okay, so they're running those cars. Guess who the broker is that's running those cars? Starts with an R, ends with a G.
I don't know. I'm gonna hang you on the hook on
RCG.
this one. I don't know.
All right, so let me tell you the
Ragtime
story.
G. I don't know.
No, it's RCG
Red Hat
Logistics.
Ladies G. Okay.
So RCG went around calling a whole bunch of drivers in the Georgia and Florida area. Okay, asking them to do these runs. They had 1,000 cars out of there because of the hurricane and blah 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 blah. And they called up one of my drivers out of Atlanta, Georgia, asked him, if he'd be willing to do that. So I told him, I said, I'm just gonna let you know, I don't trust them, but if you want to do that, I'll send you down to Florida and you can do that. Because he's like, I'll run 10 loads a day because it's only like 80 miles or no, it's like 110 miles, something like that. Okay. First off, they offered him really cheap. He went back at him and told him, I want this amount of money. They said, okay. So I set him up the load to take him down there to Arcadia. As he's ready to go pick up, he's like, I still haven't gotten a contract from them. I said, okay. And he called him up and they said, well, we're only going to let you allow you to run 2 loads a day because we have all these carriers down there. And see, that's what I told him was going to happen. There's going to be 1,000 carriers sitting there running these loads. And he said, I can't do that. The whole reason I was going to do this is I was going to make, he was thinking he was going to make, I don't know, a couple thousand a day. I think he thought he was going to go back and forth, right? And I said, oh, that's what I was worried about all along, is they were going to have all these people ready down there to go do this. And then they were going to limit them, or it wasn't going to be, or there was going to be so many, and then you only did two, and all of a sudden there was no loads left. And that's exactly what's going on down there, by the way. So don't fall into the trap. He told me I was right.
Well,
no man likes to tell a woman they're right, just so you know.
Oh, no. Well, what you just made me think of was this gets into, when a company, because I've actually seen this, and it's kind of mind-blowing. I can't remember what company posted it, but I think I know. We have 20,000 carriers.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
If you're at 20,000 carriers, you've got every bang hang digging nickels out of the dirt this side of the Pecos. You've got the guy with 41 ratings. You've got the guy with no TOT number. 20,000 carriers, you have everybody. And that's why I say, welcome to Auto Transport. Grab a mask and jump right in. Because people, and I tell you, there's probably a guy right now that absolutely hates what we're doing here because we're messing with the good old days. Now, this industry, I know trucking is a lifestyle. I get that. But the clients don't, man, like, this isn't, what's the bowling movie with the dude?
Oh,
right?
With,
like,
the Amish guy, is that what you're talking about?
What's the name of the bowling movie? Anyways, with the dude. The divide as we continue to move towards the future, and I'll tell you, me and Ty, when we go to these trade shows, we're now seeing the client.
Yeah.
And when we see the robo business client, and then we think of the dude in the bowling movie as a potential carrier, whoa. That's wild. I mean, I realize that when I go to McDonald's, no, it's not Kingpin. What's the dude movie? I can never think of it. Where he's bowling. Right, but Kingpin, they're bowling. It's like, they're bowling. I realize you can go to McDonald's and then, there'll be like a pretty pierced up person with a weird look on their face, and but it's McDonald's. And that's fine. I don't care about piercings. But, it kind of it can weird some people out. But when the carrier delivers and the customer has just ordered their $300,000 Cadillac, that's when you could say, well, you only wanted to pay $50. Here, I'm here. I got to go do some Uber Eats after this. I got a night shift to Taco Bell, and I'm a celebrity on OnlyFans. Because you can do whatever you want. This is Auto Transport. You signed up for it. You're the one that gave half the money to some guy that won't even call any of us back. Speaking of, did we lose Sue?
No, I'm here. Sorry, I was answering your question.
Oh, all right. What is this?
Let's see. Oh, that was the bait and switch guy. So he had it listed on there for the 8 and then asked me to take it for 700. And I didn't say fuck no, but I really wanted to.
So that's a true story.
That's a true story. I sent him a text back and I said, I want it for what you have it listed for. And of course, somebody else took it because even at 700, I think it was 50 cents a mile. If you're a big rig, yeah, you could take that. But just so everybody knows, Cartersville is Copart or IAA too, on top of that.
So that's interesting, and we know what's really interesting is this is John's. Well, it might still be his current route. When I worked with John, that was his old route. When I worked with Phil, that was his old route. Yep. So $350 a car was as low as we would go, and that was when Reagan was president or whatever. So right, I mean that's not good money. That's not an easy route. You got to right.
Right.
You got to drive through West Virginia mountains and all that stuff. or you go around it. Either, no matter how you slice it, though, that's hard work. So for $350 a car, and yeah, to post it for. Is this just common now? Is bait and switch
A
part of
normal
our
thing?
lives now? Is
Yeah.
that the deal?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, and don't get me wrong, it's been going on for a while, but I think it's getting worse.
So between taking it for less, bait and switch, plus you have to pay to get your money.
Mm-hmm.
Why in the world is anybody wanting to get into this? I don't get it. It's bananas.
And they're getting into it every day. I get calls every
What?
day about a new driver and they're just starting out. And I mean, one of them was yesterday.
That means nobody's watching this channel.
Well, nobody's watching
What
the
are
channel,
we
plus
doing? Why?
They're not paying attention.
That's crazy. No wonder we're making jokes. We're not helping anybody.
No,
This is crazy.
it is crazy.
Here's the customer. This is just awesome. Hey, I want to ship my car from New York to California, and I'm going to pay $250. That's a true statement. Let's see. The carrier says the above statement will only get you a lost and or damaged vehicle. Understand this and stop complaining. Solution: get out your checkbook and pay for proper customer service. If you tell a roofer you're only paying $250, your roof is gonna leak.
Yep.
$250. That'll get you to Phoenix.
Phoenix from where? New York?
Okay, right. So, all right, good call. Let's do the reverse.
It might get you to New York.
New York to California. That might get you to Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Maybe. I doubt it. I get ones like when I've got a couple customers that live in Jersey and they'll buy from Yop Hank and the other one up there in Marble, I think. And they still have to pay $250 to $300 for 125 miles. So that'll tell you something right there.
And so where did the customer, see, that's the thing.
Where did
the customer get the idea? Yeah. I mean, where?
Well, that is a good question. They're getting quotes from people. We won't say who. You know who I'm talking about. I got a customer of mine.
The Google bottom feeders?
Yeah.
Oh.
One of my customers, I've been with this guy named Jonathan for, I don't know, since the beginning of time. And he is really, he redoes the Hummers, okay? So he always has people that have Hummers that need to be moved, so he has them call me. So this guy calls me and he wants this Hummer moved from way up there, almost to the Canada border in Michigan, over to Jonathan over in Wichita, Kansas. And it was a big Hummer, and I give him a price of like $2,000, I believe. And he's like, well, I've gotten quotes for $1,000. I said, well, I'm just going to be straight with you. I've been working with Jonathan for almost 20 years. I'm always straight with him. I'm not going to tell you a price that I think I'm going to come back to you and say I need more money, or it's going to sit there for a year. And I said, and if you feel the need to go with whoever's quoting you that price, I understand, but that's not going to move a big old Hummer that doesn't run and drive all the way to Wichita, Kansas when you're on the Canada border. It just isn't going to happen. Never heard from them, but I guarantee you I know who gave them weird quotes like that, because that's what they do. They suck them in, give them these quotes, and then when it doesn't move, they're like, oh, we got to raise it up. We got to raise it up. We got to raise it up. And don't get me wrong, I've had to raise up loads too. Okay.
Sure. Oh yeah.
But I always give them the highest price. I'd rather give them a high price and get it cheaper than call them back later on and say, hey, we got to raise it another 100 or another 100, another 100. It just doesn't make any sense.
Right. Sergio says, yeah, it's $350 from Southern California to Phoenix. And so actually it's interesting. Two things you just mentioned. So we're live at Digital Dealer. I'm proud of this.
She's having her teeth done. She can't even talk.
She is so busy. It amazes me that
we were able to do this
show. Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny.
Excuse me. Okay, so all right, so we're live at Digital Dealer last week. All right, which is strange. Why would any trucking channel be a Digital Dealer? Well, why would any trucking channel say, why is anybody getting into this? You won't find that either. But we're live at Digital Dealer, and in the live chat, somebody mentions that company is now shooting for $500 deposits
Wow.
And I read it and I'm like, that's probably true.
My
Because
bad.
I talk about the champagne sprayers. You know I've never received any notice like we're not champagne sprayers or that's got to be like I bet there's still somebody standing at a water cooler thinking, "Man, how do we combat that he says that?"
He doesn't.
Then the other thing was something about brokers and quotes and whatnot. I'll remember it in a second, but yeah, no, this customer stuff. This is how bad it's gotten. Customers demanding outrageous quotes. That's nuts. But of course, it was the dispatcher. It's never the broker. It's always the dispatcher. Oh, okay. It's funny you should say that. This was posted on Facebook. Again, this posted by the admin. This company pulled some crap on us today. Just had to share so everyone will be on the lookout. They had a Jeep poster for $450. We tried to accept on their app. It was declined. My office called them. They said it was still available, but because of the heavy response, they reduced it to $300.
Yep. They do it all the time. Absolutely. So Ziggy put that on there, right?
No, the admin of a different Facebook group. I mean, so one has to argue if there's this many companies being
shady.
Yeah, we have a serious hole in the bucket. I mean, and brokers wonder why carriers are so upset at the divide. I mean,
and hate brokers, yeah.
And this is not a broker hater show, by the way. In fact, I'm proud to say I have had brokers say they watch my show and, they are happy that I make the show. We've had tech companies say that.
Yeah.
I've had dealers say that. So, it's the shade. You'll never hear the shady companies thanking us for this show.
No.
So I'm going to go ahead and hit the applause button on their behalf.
Well, it's just like I always say. You have bad brokers, good brokers. You have bad transporters. You have good transporters. It's just like going to a restaurant. You never know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's
Monterey did the same to us.
I know.
That's too funny.
but we did now, and we're being fair because we have. Oh, awesome! Kledoman is a broker and love. Thank you, Kledoman.
Awesome.
Because we totally were bagging on carriers earlier today, right?
Yes, we were.
We featured some S carriers.
Yeah.
Now we're featuring S brokers. We've already featured S rates. We've also discussed S load board tech. So, hey, welcome to the party. This is auto transport. And if it's not enough, join us every Thursday for Bachelorette Truck Stop on Dispatching Live. Give your rose to your favorite dispatcher. By the way, I just want to say this because we talked about culture. I think that Housewives phenomenon show, I don't know, whatever that is.
Is it still on?
Oh my God. I don't know what has happened to society and Housewives.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gotten out of control. There are housewives everywhere now. Like housewife shows. There's probably housewife food and clothing. It's really nuts. And what I mean is we went from, you'd have like the housewife show in this certain city, but now like, dude, the housewife thing. All right, I'm just going to stop there. Thanks, Jay. Thanks a lot. What is going on here? What is this? Speaking of,
well, you cut out the top part of it, right? Can I say who it is? Because I've got some things.
So, why don't you do this?
Okay.
Without mentioning company names, show me the beef.
Okay, so it's a big company. Everybody knows who they are.
All right.
They've been having major issues with not answering the phones, giving us loads that are like telling us one thing and like, for example, I'm going to just tell you what happened. All right.
Yeah.
I took some loads out of Atlanta going to St. Louis. They're big vans. They're Amazon vans. There's an Amazon, I don't know, plant or whatever there in Atlanta, Georgia. I was told by this company they were both normal size roofs, not high roofs. We could pick up 24/7. I get the loads in. One of the first off, if anybody uses this company, they know that they always put a person's name on there and never the actual business name, which I've never figured out. So you always have to go Google the company name to figure out who you're going to talk to.
Wow.
And put it in there. All right. So that's number one. Then number two, the phone number doesn't work for pickup. I keep calling. I go Google the phone number on Google. They won't answer the phone. I'm calling the company for a day and a half and sending emails to this same company because they will not answer their phones. You cannot leave a voicemail. You will call 50 to 100 times, which is what I did, and send emails. Nobody will answer my calls. Finally get a hold of someone the next day before we're about to go pick up. That's what I'm told is 24/7. I said, well, here's the other problem. Your delivery address that you have on here says Curriculum, Missouri, which I may not pronounce that right. I don't know how it's pronounced. Anyways, and that's St. Louis. But the address and the phone number is for America's Auto Auction in Atlanta, Georgia. What the hell is going on, right? Because I don't want to take these loads and then they really supposed to go to Atlanta. So she's like, oh, I'm sorry, we put the wrong address on there. Well, gee, thanks. Okay. So I get the right information.
God, we put
Yeah.
Oh.
So I get the right information for delivery and supposedly the right phone number. She tells me it's 24/7. So I tell my driver, yeah, you can go pick it up, late tonight because he had stuff to do. He lives in Atlanta, but he had stuff to do. Goes over there, I think at like 7:00 at night. They're saying, well, you can't pick it up. Why? Well, we have a box of keys here, but unless the manager is here, he doesn't allow anybody to go through the key box. I said, what? And then my driver's like, I can't believe this is happening. And I said, well, when's the manager there? Well, he doesn't come in until 10 and he just leaves whenever he wants. Okay, so how the F are you supposed to pick up these vans 24/7 or period, right? So I'm like, we're screwed. We're gonna have to go pick these up tomorrow. So he goes in there the next day because they said he doesn't show up till 10. So he waits till 10 because we're not going to show up at 8 because I don't want him sitting there, right? Shows up and the vans are high tops. So they lied right there. And like I said, we couldn't access them because we're going through the broker, who the broker's saying, oh, we pick these up all the time, blah, 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 blah. This is what they are. So now we can't take both of them because we're a wedge. If I was flatbed, I could have taken them. I can only take one. I'm calling them over and over again, sending them emails back to back going, what is going on? I cannot take both of these. I can only take one, blah, 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 blah. So I'm doing this for like, I don't know, 3-4 hours. Nobody calls. Finally, and I'm emailing 3 people over there at this broker company. And the one girl the day before tells me, well, if you have any problems, email me. Of course, she never answers ever. So then the one guy out of the 3 that I send answers me and says, tell me what your problem is. I'm like, I need you to call me. Never called me. Never answered my email. Still, 3 days later, I have left, or you can't leave messages. I have called probably 200 times now and sent emails again. Nobody has still called me or anything. So they don't know we haven't picked up. They don't know that all this stuff is crazy, and they just don't give a shit. Let's just put it that way. When I talked to the girl the day before, I said, what is going on with your phones? This has been going on for over a month. This is ridiculous. I don't even know how people are getting loads from you. You guys don't answer your emails. You can't leave a voicemail. She goes, well, we're understaffed was number one. And the messages fill up, so we can't keep up. So then you got to figure out a different way, right? So what I sent to you is a guy on LinkedIn. He's supposedly the owner. You see how he looks like, I mean, you're not showing him, but he looks like he's 25 or 30, right? Supposedly he's the CEO. Do you think he knows that this is happening to his company and that they're going to get this reputation? And I don't know how in all this time, nobody's given him a negative, because I'm giving him a negative. And I think he needs to know, but the only way I could send him an email is if I pay for LinkedIn, which I did not. So that's why I went through Jay. I'm like, Jay, you got to get a hold of this guy for me. So that is what is going on with this big company.
All right, I'm glad. So I'm glad. I honestly don't know the company name. I don't want you to tell me.
Okay.
I don't even know who you're talking about because I connect with so many people on LinkedIn. And I'm really glad I don't, because I want to say this, is that, number one, I'm proud of the fact that we're here and we're having this conversation where there's a lot of S to go around. But I am positive that so many companies, the really big ones, the real giant Google bottom feeders, are standing in front of the robo-business clients and promising the moon, and their back office is just as jacked up as you said.
Yeah.
And what's happening is this is the beginning or middle of the landslide to the bottom of this industry where crap just can't get done anymore because the champagne sprayers were able to book the yachts and pay for the golden umbrella stands for a while. But now the buildings are full of useless executives. The carriers are just barely hanging on. And if it keeps going this way, nothing's going to get moved.
No.
And these stories are proof that that theory is correct.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like a car shipping apocalypse, but something bad is going to happen to the lenders and the auto remarketers that have plenty of money and don't understand. And even those customers making ridiculous, insane demands. Oh my gosh, this is wild stuff. It's almost so. Really, what we're doing here is we're documenting. I don't know what we're documenting. Hey, I want to change gears for a second. What? Go ahead and share your screen.
Okay.
We have it. Hey, we have a search. Can you
We have a
believe it?
search? Sweet. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we got?
Rhymes with Hablu.
Hablu.
I
Huh?
don't know. But
It don't
I
rhyme
love
with-
that you
doesn't
guys
rhyme
are
with that.
guessing the company. I really love that. And
Lena
don't-
and Vance know who it is, and I
don't
told them
say
they
it.
can say
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, good. Well, don't Hablu rhymes with? I don't know.
No, Hablu's not it.
Hablu. No.
Hablu.
I mean, you guys can say it, but I can't. The thing
Right.
is, this goes to podcast and then the lawyers.
Vance, do it. You know who it is.
And
All
I
right,
can't.
anyways.
I don't have the capacity, you know, to sit around conference room tables reading back, you know, documents and watching
Reading
videos of
books.
myself. Did you see what they did to Alex Jones?
Uh-huh.
Now, Alex Jones, I mean, I'm just going to stop there. Between Housewives, Alex Jones, and Locks on Bagels, I know we got a show. Why don't you go ahead and share your screen when you're ready?
Okay.
We need to look for enclosed units from Florida to California.
Okay. Let's guess how many
Oh.
come up.
So Vance mentioned one of your favorite companies. And by the way, Kledoman, I think was live in the live chat on Digital Dealer, also mentioning it, a different company. There are a lot of great companies in auto transport. We're very, very lucky.
All
Oh,
right.
thanks, Flash.
Florida to California. All right.
I can't say it, man. I can't say it. I don't have time for the depositions. I've got work to do. Okay.
All right. We're gonna put in enclosed. Should I put in just 3 days? Sure, why not? We'll just keep it at 3 days. All right. Let's see what we got. I'm not putting any minimum, nothing. We're just gonna see what we got on.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
I'm gonna guess and say there's maybe 10 loads.
Yeah.
Ready?
That's a good guess.
Oh, 9. Hey.
Nine.
All right.
Oh,
So-
boy.
We got a San Diego. We got an LA.
Oh, my God.
These are
And
only 60,
I know.
52.
And those, the new loads.
Look at the flying spur.
Oh, my God.
2021. What's that thing cost? 350, 500,000, something
Oh,
like that?
my God.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Ah, but who wants to play? What's the shipper paying? Let's go to that quote for a second.
I bet they charged him over $2,000
Yeah.
on that flying spur. Over
Go-
$2,000, easy.
Okay. Nah, I never get to use this card. Go fish. What's the shipper paying? Let's do it this way. What was the shipper quoted?
I'm gonna say $2,200 to $2,500. That's what I think. They should have been quoted
fish.
27.
What's the shipper quoted?
Anybody?
Yeah. Jump in the live chat. Oh, great.
What the hell is that?
It's because so YouTube has been working with a lot of it's actually I've seen a lot of comments not get through. But that one got through.
Is that what I think that is?
What, put user in timeout? Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, moving on.
I know.
And here's a Lamborghini. That's a 2021 too.
Well, that's the thing.
$1,500.
In their spare time when they're not screwing carriers. Okay. All right. That was Jay. That was completely penalty box.
Are you trying to say that was the broker on there?
Jay gets a red card. Yeah, I get a red card.
All right. So,
but
if
I
you
mean,
look on
seriously,
this is crazy.
The shipper was quoted $3,000. Thank you very much. Now, did they agree to $3,000? No, but are you kidding me? Come on.
I'm putting in what it costs for this Bentley.
Yes. I think,
well, believe it or not, it starts out at $196,000.
All right, I was going to say $150,000. Okay, so you've got a $200,000 car.
Mm-hmm. And 52 cents a month.
I promise. If I was the broker, I would have quoted $3,000. Change my mind. What would you if somebody calls you with a $200,000 enclosed transport from Florida to California? What are you going to quote them?
I probably would have quoted them anywhere between 25 and 27.
Well, you would have gotten their business because that's a heck of a deal.
Well, I don't think I would have gotten their business because I bet you. Well, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I hear crazy shit all the time.
Are you kidding me? $3,000? If I own this car and I balk at $3,000,
there's a problem.
There's a problem.
They'll balk at it. I have a guy that has one of these.
Well, there's a reason.
And he balks about it every time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Because he just moved. Because he's a.
What
is it? Insurance salesman up in New Jersey. And
but his wife buys shoes on Zappos for $1,000. Yeah. Thank you very much.
But
by the way, and that's why housewives are so funny. Where do you think all the money goes?
Well, he has a Rolls that he has me move, plus a very expensive little golf cart that he has me move back and forth, for snowbird season. And he wants them enclosed. And he still, every time I tell him how much, he still balks about the damn price.
Right. The expensive car customer is cheap most of the time.
You're right.
The $250 car from New York to California was a flying spur. Yeah. It's incredible.
And then if you look at this, I mean, we got 9 loads. They're all averaging anywhere between 1,000 and 15 or so.
There is no point in searching enclosed loads. None.
No.
Look at Can-Am.
Look, yeah, 38 cents a mile.
Oh my!
I'm sorry. The Can-Am Spyder is still the size of a small car.
Well,
and
yeah.
It's a 3-wheel vehicle, which also sucks. So,
yeah,
then, you got to deal with that too.
And nobody has a hook strap down the center. Well, somebody does.
And then you got a Ferrari and you have a Lamborghini there too. Look at that.
Yeah. So no wonder Kledoman wants us to search because, if you're
don't have an enclosed trailer,
if you're hitting the compare button, it is gonna be Champagne City. Woohoo!
Yeah, I'm curious.
And you're right,
Oh my
Vlad.
God.
Right, Vlad, you're right. Stop the applause.
This is the problem.
Vlad's right. Respect. This is the problem. Oh my God.
You see why they're doing this?
Oh my God.
Looking at the stupid compare button. But they know better. Most of these brokers on here, I know. And I this one's a big one right here.
Hey, wait a minute. If I'm a broker though, why don't I screenshot those red loads and send that to the customer? That's genius. We'll be spraying champagne all week.
Well,
it'll be locks every morning.
I guarantee you this guy with this Bentley called how many brokers and went with the cheapest one. Yeah. And then doesn't know that they've listed it for 52 cents a mile.
Right. And then they're getting the guy with a 41% rating. And, who cares? Let the insurance companies work it out.
Well, I guarantee you that guy that bought that Bentley is probably calling, do you have somebody for me yet? Do you have somebody for me yet?
Oh, he's still waiting. I mean?
Oh, yeah. And he's going to keep waiting because he doesn't know that they have it listed for 52 cents a mile instead of $2,000 at least.
And the housewife's already thrown 3 pairs of shoes out the window waiting for her Bentley. He's already in for $3,000 on shoes and doesn't have his car.
Yeah.
But that's the way. Hey, they're probably making a reality show called "I'm Never Gonna Get My Bentley."
As he's rolling around in cash on his back.
Right, exactly. They're too busy making OnlyFans videos. Oh my
I've been sitting there
God.
going, I should have
That's the
bought my
thing.
Bentley in
You know,
California.
we just have to better understand all the things happening. They're not trying to get their card. They
Well,
don't. It's not about delivery.
well, here's the real question. If you lived in California and you purchased this, why wouldn't you have just bought one there? They're all over the place in LA, right?
Well, it's because, okay, what's the year? Yeah, it's new. So, because of the part shortage, chip shortage, people shortage, and all that, you know what it is? They saved 20 grand by buying it in Florida.
That's right. And now they have to pay $2,000 to ship it. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why they're like, well, we're going to say, if we're not saving money, we're not buying this. In fact, somebody's on the phone yelling at the dealer right now. My wife has gone through 3 pairs of $1,000 shoes. I've got one stuck in my head right now. Where's my Bentley?
So we got a couple questions, and I want to address that too, because I ask the same thing.
It's
How do you
3,000.
know the compare thing? I always say the same thing. How do you know how accurate that is? Is that over the last week, over the last month, over the last 6 months? It does not tell you anything. And that irritates me too, because it's not accurate. We all know it's not accurate. The gas prices are super high. I'll look at the compare price, but I never go by it. Does that make sense? I'll look and see what the crazy crap is on there.
Yes, exactly.
And then
I
I'll
like
still
that
quote
too.
them $1 a mile or more.
I'll look at it too, so I know what crazy crap is out there. Right. But, well, this is another problem. You know what part of the problem here is? Not only do we have too many carriers saying I'll do it for $100 less, we have too many brokers that thought this would be easy. Now there's too many brokers. And you've got, I'm not saying this company.
Right now, I gotta call him right now.
This
And tell him
thing
not to
too,
go nowhere.
is that I want to say this too. There's a reason I don't say company names. And
Right.
I just say this company, that company, because
No.
I'm speculating. But there's too many brokers. There's too many
He's there in
carriers.
Oklahoma City.
But what's going to happen is, man, that we're going through that paradigm shift where it's going to be, well, what we really need, we need the same amount of carriers, if not more, and we don't need as many brokers. We don't need this many brokers. The world doesn't need 10,000 brokers. No.
He's there at the Oklahoma Auto Exchange right now.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. Also, they were asking, what is a fair broker fee?
Yeah.
It's hard to say because, here's the thing. I don't charge that much for my broker fees, but I'm not living based on broker fees, whereas a broker is. So I know they have to make money too to stay in business and to get the loads and to give them to the transporter. So I get it.
Of course.
My problem is, I think when it comes into it, when you find out, and this is the bad part, you don't always find this out, but you find out that some brokers charge more than what the car paid to the transporter. I have a problem with that. You know what I mean?
That is correct.
And I think
correct.
most transporters would have, I've had my transporters find out and they freak out on me. And I'm just like,
Well,
and it's hard to explain that to them because they have bills, they have employees, they've got to make a certain amount of money to make sure they stay open to get the loads to the transporter. But not all transporters get that part of it. I fight with them a lot. Like when they have to send back a broker fee of $50 or $100, they're like, why are they getting paid? Well, you wouldn't have even gotten that load had they not put it on there and it's their customer. So I get it. I just think, I don't know how you figure out what a broker should be getting as far as that broker fee, because like I said, I'm not a normal broker. I guess it all depends on your overhead and you have to go from there, right?
Well, it's funny because I can't stop thinking about buildings of executives. But before I get into that, have you heard of UBI? You heard of this?
Yeah, I've heard the name. Maybe not the same.
Yeah, fine. UBI. All right, UBI. I put a link in the live chat.
I thought it was a software video game company.
Right, it's Universal Basic Income.
Okay.
Now, you don't have to go very far to think. When you hear it just, okay, the first 3 words in the definition are government program. A government program.
It.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not saying I want a world of UBI and we're all judging each other. But I will say this. If you're booking a load from a company that has a tall building of executives
Mm.
and you're just trying to get through the day on another, bag of peanuts and some
Popcorn.
toast,
Yeah.
there's a problem.
Yeah.
That's what's happened.
Yeah.
You're living on whatever random vending machine food you can find. And there's a building of executives taking the rest of the money. That's where we're at. That's a problem. And I know when I talk like that, I sound like some kind of anti-capitalist, but that's...
Yeah.
I might even finish this sentence. I don't know what to say.
Well, he just said that his average broker fee is $350. And I don't think that's bad. I guess it just depends on what the rate was for the transporter or the length of the transport, because it all is based on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you're probably charging $350 if the car is going only 125 miles, right? You know what I mean? That you see what I'm saying?
Well, and it's an average. And here's the thing: is that I can't say that's not fair.
Right? Because I don't know, and I also don't know what your overhead is. I mean, that might not even be enough.
And also, I'll say this too. I'm probably not gonna make the building of executives argument if the rates weren't so dang crappy.
Right. There you go.
Not to mention, there's other problems too.
Right.
If you can raise the rates and fix some of the other problems, I don't need to go on the tirade.
Well, true, because I will tell you that on average, the brokers that we get loads from are super duper lazy. They don't put most of the information on your load. You're the researcher, you're the everything, and you're the one that usually finds out the load is no good and they've already had it picked up. And that would be my problem with it too. If you're getting paid to be the broker, then you got to be the broker. Like, I only give $50 or $100, and guess who calls and makes sure the car is ready before I even send it to the driver? I do. I don't know many brokers that do that. I know J&S Transport does it, because any load you get from them, they always said, I've already talked to that person. You're ready to go. Fisher does the same thing. I know Metro doesn't. I know that Anu doesn't. I know that Rat doesn't for sure. Cars Arrive does not do it. They just slop them on the board, and then you play the detective to figure out everything. And even when you, like, for instance, we went to go pick up a car a couple of weeks ago. Danny did, DSK, over in Knoxville, Tennessee. Verified the vehicle. Everything was good to go. He shows up and someone else had picked up the car. I think it was Cars Arrive. I tell Cars Arrive, someone's already picked up the car. Not 10 minutes after I cancel the load, they listed again on Central Dispatch. Didn't read anything I said. So there goes another person. And if they didn't verify it, because we know a lot of transporters don't verify it, they're going to show up again and not have a car. That kind of stuff kills me right there.
I'm glad you said that too, because that's part of, and then we're going to go to Larry time here in a minute, but I think that's part of what chaps me so much, is that, like the story you told about the guy calling or the manager with the box of keys and the thing's got the wrong address. If you've got a building of executives, how is so much of the information wrong on the crap you send over? How? What does everybody do? Are you spending, is most of your executive load then spent just trying to sell the robo business client on how great you are, but then once you get the business, who gives a crap? Is that what's happened?
Yeah.
Because we're really racking our brain to figure out what you're doing. I know, I'm racking my brain. I don't even work here. Hey, speaking of 2020 Easy 4. So here is the description. So this baby's up for sale?
Yeah. This is Larry's, I believe, out of California. Is that the California one?
Larry's out of California. Okay.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
That's the Easy 4. Kaufman, yeah.
All right, that's the Easy 4. 19,000 cash. Got a phone number.
That's really not a bad price.
And that's, did you say Larry out of California?
Yeah, his name is Larry. We dispatched for him. He went from that to a 3-car.
Oh, okay. And then we've got
this is a low profile 3-car Kaufman. It does not have the extensions, but if you were to get it, I would put extensions on the front and the back. That's what my driver DSK has. And I can sometimes take 4, but I can always take 3 F-150s. And he's this one's out of Atlanta, Georgia. And it's a really good trailer. So if somebody's looking, jump on that one because you'll make money with it.
All right, so shopping for equipment. Can you be contacted for both of these inquiries?
Yeah, you can contact me and I'll tell you who to call. So that's no problem. I think the first one had the phone number on there for Larry. I think I forgot to give you the phone number for this one, but
well, that's cool.
Just let me know.
Well, I didn't post the phone number in the live chat.
Do you have the specs on this one? I sent you the specs on that one too. How much you wanted? I don't think you put it on there, but I can tell you. Here. That's the.
And did you say it's a 2021 maybe?
Yeah, 2021 on the other one, and
okay.
I think he wanted. Hang on, I'll tell you. Well, that was 14.5, but give me a second. Who?
I'm going to say this. I'm going to answer because I know we've gone into a lot of stuff.
Jump boxes there.
And if someone is skilled to sell the service and charge high broker fee, why would you have a problem with that? Thank you. I don't. Actually I like this. This is a good argument. And this is an American freedom entrepreneur argument. If someone is skilled to sell the service and charge a high broker fee, why would you have a problem with that? The problem is that this slippery slope turns into a situation where
15. Okay.
The carrier's not going to make any money, barely make any money in the name of the broker salesperson is so skilled that they get a high broker fee. As long as the skill of the carrier keeps them in business and in profit, charge the moon. But that, in the aggregate, is not what seems to be happening. In the aggregate, in the long run, at the end of the day, the broker keeps as much money as they can and, in general, don't care what carrier they get, what the carrier makes. But that's not every broker. And that's not how the business is built. But this is what happens because somebody wants to make more money. I don't know why. I don't know what the motivation is. But many folks don't know what is happening with the carriers that are doing the work. And it gets lost. It gets forgotten. And we know for a fact that a lot of people will say, we love carriers, we appreciate carriers, we understand carriers, we're all about the carriers, and the rates clearly don't reflect that as an actual truth. So, if somebody's skilled, great. But I'm telling you, man, if you put the carrier out of business, no wonder you can't get it moved. And why is so many dispatch instructions wrong? And you're right, Gary. That's another problem. They don't read it.
They don't read it.
Listen, if you're going to give a load to a guy because he said he'll do it for $100 less, he ain't reading nothing.
No. Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah.
That's part of the deal. You're not only getting it cheaper, it's going to be whatever they want.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So, cool. And I'm glad that I'm really trying to be helpful. I never want to be like this one. What do I think about a certain group of folks working in sales? Listen, everybody's welcome to work in sales. These rules apply no matter who you are, that's fine. But I will say, language barrier, I said this to Ty recently. If you are having language barrier challenges and you also have you're not educated on the business, those two things make your chances of succeeding even harder. So I don't know how you overcome language barriers. I know how you overcome educational barriers, but I don't know how you overcome language barriers. I really don't know the answer to that.
So that's why I think I have a lot of people text me.
Yeah.
That's part of it. And then I'll I'll be honest. So one of my things that I do when they text me for a load, if they haven't hauled from it before, is, and I call it their um, first thing to see if they can get anything right, is to tell them to go get me a certificate of insurance with my company name on it. And I will say everything is on Central Dispatch. You have to click on it, and my email address is under company description. So if they don't get that, they don't get the load. That's the number one question I ask them, and if they fail that, we're moving on. Let's just put it that way. So
Yeah. Well, and that's I mean, over time we learn that we have to have different standards, benchmarks. I mean, that's why many broker outfits have compliance. All right, who's gotten before we go to Larry time? Who's gotten the shortest shaft or the longest shaft this show? Who is it? Have we been unfair?
no, I think we've hit
We've been all right.
both sides of the coin here. We've had transporters and brokers, I think.
All right. I always want to make sure. I mean, I never. But at the same time, you know what? You know what's interesting too? I've had folks on all sides of the coin thank me for, kind of hosting
Both sides,
this.
not
Yeah.
favoring one side or the other. Yeah.
I mean, that's why I don't broker loads. I don't haul loads.
Yeah.
Shit. I see all sides of it. That's why politically I'm right down the middle.
See, me too, because I mean, I'm a broker plus I'm a dispatcher for several transporters. So I see both sides of the coin too.
Which means there ain't no super truckers left that love you. All right, let's do it. Let's go into, here we go.
All right, Larry.
Every
Give it to
Tuesday
us,
night,
Larry.
got 5 new questions. All right, here we go. We do the questions and the answers every Tuesday night, and we do it again on Thursdays just because it's so much fun. Question 1. F&I at a dealership means fees and incidentals, friends at intersections,
Here's the
finance or
button.
insurance,
On the other side.
forecasts
that's
and
it.
investments.
No, the other side of the purse.
F&I at a dealership means fees and incidentals. Somebody right now, well, Jay, why do I need to know this? Well, you don't need to. But we're hitting all the verticals, which means, and when I say all the verticals, all of the types of business in automotive. Dealers, auctions, carriers, brokers.
Did you write this question?
What?
It sounds like your question.
Uh-oh. Hey, we got an answer. Hey. Finance and insurance.
What did you tell me? You write the first one and the fourth one? Is that what you said?
I write 1, 3, and 5.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. But I'm usually pretty proud of my other answers. I think fees and incidentals sounds really possible.
Yeah.
And forecast and investments, I mean, it sounds like, kind of rich guy banker talk. That's the name of the Flying Spurs owner's company.
My favorite is the Friends at Intersections.
Do you remember? I know Friends at Intersections. It sounds like a Housewives show.
Yeah.
Did you? I don't know if you remember hearing this, I know it's a Trump joke, so we'll have to say something about Joe Biden's sunglasses in a minute. But there was a guy associated with Trump, and in the name of his company, does anybody remember the name of this guy's company? Okay, I think he was Russian, which is fine. But the name of his company was Fraud Guarantee. That's amazing. Oh, we have an open spot, not a transport. Okay, here we go. Question 2. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2020 Ford F-250 from Bagwell, Texas to Moneta, Virginia? $625, $900, $1225, or $1515.
You're killing me with this stuff.
I know, it's really hard. I don't know where Bagwell is. I don't know where Moneta is. But all I know is F-250s out of Texas are...
cheap.
Man.
Let's see. I want to say Bagwell, Texas is either like down at the bottom or El Paso or something.
All right, I know. It sounds like a fringe type deal.
And Moneta, Virginia, I'm going to say that
Ulas has 900.
Richmond area or up further than that. So
Yeah, right.
without seeing the mileage, we're gonna say shit. I don't know. We'll put 1225. That might be high. I don't know.
No, it's really hard. Because you look at the load boards today, you hit the compare button, shoot, it's probably 625.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it probably should be 15. I just see I base mine
Right.
off of
It
miles, so
should
I
be.
have no idea. But
I know.
and miles and where they're at,
And
like
see,
if they're in
and
BFE.
Gary's a broker and he knows. What it should be.
So what is it?
You guys ready?
Drum roll.
Here we go. Yeah, exactly. No looking at the map.
Okay.
Oh, it's 1225.
I was right.
I know, right?
All right, now I'm going to look it up.
That's pretty good. I know.
All right. So Bagwell, Texas is in BFE towards the Arkansas border, Oklahoma, very bottom of Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Texas. And then Moneta is somewhere before Richmond. I'm going to guess say at least 200 to 300 miles before Richmond. Total miles is 1,025. So really, that's not bad if that was legit. But
Yeah.
you have to keep in mind you got to drive to Bagwell first to get there, and then you're probably gonna have to load out of Richmond. So you got to add another probably 500 miles on there, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. That's the thing. Yeah.
Let me look out of Dallas, Texas. Here, how
Yeah.
far is that?
And wait till you find out there's a manager with a box of keys and he doesn't know when he goes to work.
So it's 140 miles from Dallas northeast. So that kind of tell you.
That's not bad.
No,
No.
I don't know about the Moneta from Richmond, but that's where you have to load out of, I'm sure. It is.
Hey,
only
Ulas found the
151.
emoji. That's it.
That's not bad. 151 miles to Richmond and 140 miles from Dallas. So you're adding at least another 300 miles to that run. So it's not quite $1 a mile, but it's pretty damn close.
All right, here we go. Question 3.
Okay.
OEM stands for Only Extra Management, Original Equipment Manufacturer, Optional Exit Mobility, or Orchestrated Empty Monstrosity.
I want the last one.
I know, right? No, that's a broker. Okay. Oh,
It should be original equipment manufacturer.
all right. And what does an OEM do? That's
Build
your
the cars,
bonus.
right?
That's your for your bonus. And I'll just say it because I like. Yeah, okay. Ulas got it too. The Ulas is right there in the sweet spot. OG, yeah. OEM is your new car manufacturer. Honda, GM, VW, and all the really big guys.
Yeah.
And that's why only extra management is almost the answer. Okay. Oh, there's the applause. Question 4. Here we go. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2019 Honda Civic from Ozark, Missouri to Hamburg, New Jersey? $390, $630, $905, or $1220?
You know that's where I'm at, nearby.
I know. Yeah, but I don't know if Larry knows that.
No, probably not.
Right, Honda Civic.
Well, maybe. He knows who I am.
But it's in the lake.
Yes. No. That's Lake of the Ozarks.
Oh.
Ozark,
See,
Missouri is
I don't
about 60 miles north of me. Hamburg, New Jersey is going to be like, I think that's northern New Jersey. So to get anybody to come down where I live, you got to pay money. I'm going to tell you, it should cost $12.20, but I bet it's like $9.05.
Right. Right. This is one of those where I agree with you. This should be. All I know is that it might be near BFE. Okay. All right, here we go. Going once. Anybody want to guess on this? Anything in the live chat? Gary's got 1220.
12.20? That's what I'm saying.
1220. All right, 12:20 going once, going twice. Ulas has 6:30.
And then it's another 20 minutes down.
Not everybody at once.
So that would be 4
All right, here we go.
going over there. It's going to be close.
He's gonna hit traffic because now.
Oh.
Oh my God!
6:30.
No way he'll make it by 5.
Yeah. Well, you never know where Larry gets. I mean, he's got his finger on the pulse of the parameters. Let's go to the next one. Question 5. Which of the following is not part of auto remarketing? Reconditioning, transportation, arbitration, or escrow?
Transportation? They don't set that up, do they? I don't know.
So I'm gonna elaborate. So auto remarketing is the process of when a vehicle has run its course in a certain line of business, and they want to see if they can fix it up and sell it again. Maybe it could be like, the last time it's a rental car or some college kid's first car. Anyways, auto remarketing is you're still trying to retain value on behalf of the bank. Maybe this thing's been repossessed. Maybe it's had flood damage. So auto remarketing is bringing value back to a vehicle before it's just in the crusher. So reconditioning, which is detailing and doing other things to bring value to the vehicle.
Go on ATV and grab it.
Transportation. What's interesting is in the old days, like 5 years ago, dealers would buy vehicles in different markets at different auctions and then transport them because they could get more money in a different market. That's not done as much today. Arbitration is part of one of the things that happens at an auction when a dealer and an auction have a disagreement over what exactly the sale was.
They don't have his new insurance.
This vehicle is not as described. And escrow is a banking term. Well, it's a real estate term. So escrow is actually the answer because escrow has nothing to do with auto remarketing. And the reason I did this question is auto remarketing is something that doesn't get talked about much in transportation. It's constantly talked about in auto auctions, consigners, banks, lenders. Auto remarketing is like, it's the gimme. It's like, well, yeah, auto remarketing. And since transportation is actually a factor in auto remarketing, I'm hoping to bring more light and focus to terms like auto remarketing. So if you have a question, send me an email. You can send in the news, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Let us know what's on your mind. Send us memes, pictures of your truck, loads that you think are incredible. Join us for Cars on the Move on Friday, where we connect dealers, auctions, and carriers. You never know what you're going to see on Cars on the Move now. Join us Tuesday for When the Lot is Full. Now, if you're a dealer, that's great. But if you work in repo and recovery, not good. You don't want the lot full, because now you can't. It's like playing Tetris and it's a full screen. What do you do? So we're gonna spend time with the American Recovery Association ahead of the NIADA Buy Here Pay Here Super Forum. It's gonna be a great show. When you see this, get the podcast. Check it out after the fact. It's ATI Auto Business. We're happy you're here. If you have a question, you can call or text Ty 417-483-2764. He wants to hear from you.
Green on here.
We go live several times a week.
Tell them we need
this
to
is
get
actually
set
a
up.
full
What do we
week.
need to do?
This is 4 times this
That
week.
I think they don't have the
And
insurance.
it's the Car Should Be Business channel. By the way, before I let you go, I just want to say, I think we've got the Halloween show next week.
Okay, cool. We're gonna do the costume thing.
We're going to do the costume thing. We're going to do, is it a carrier? Is it a broker? Is it a shipper?
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're gonna try and liven it up even more than it already is. So dress up as your favorite housewife and join us in the live chat.
You better find some with a housewife picture now.
Yeah, no, I can put that puppy to bed. I'm done with the housewife jokes for quite a while. Thank you so much for jumping in the live chat and saying hello. We really do appreciate everybody.
Hey, Larry.
Yeah, hey, what's up, Larry?
That was Larry's trailer.
Oh, cool.
That's Larry.
Awesome. Thanks, Larry. All right, cool. We featured your trailer. Larry, feel free to put in any info in the live chat if you have anything to add. We're here to help. Whether you're a carrier, a broker, dispatcher, dealer, dispatchers in training, whatever it is, let us know how we can help. We appreciate you so much. And if you missed the show live, please catch the podcast or put it in the comments below. Send me an email. Contact Sue. And yeah, please do join us next week. Sue, thank you so much for another great show and an extended period of time.
No problem.
All right, gang,
guys,
what do we
ready?
say?
Goodbye, Sue.
Goodbye, Sue. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Take care.
See you guys.
All right, bye.